Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to our newest full playthrough, where today we're going to be trying to turn our machine empire into synthetics using the machine and robot expansion mod, because it just seems really weird to have a machine empire turn into synths with all the different mechanics which go along with that, and there's still loads more to this mod I really want to explore, so this just seems like the next logical conclusion. So because of that, we are playing as the Saviour Initiative, a malfunctioning machine intelligence which was created as the last effort of a normal empire, a normal organic empire, to try and transcend death as their world slowly rotted around them. But of course, they were too slow to create the machine empire. The world itself has now become a relic world, and the organics are all dead. But they did upload their consciousness, all of them, all of their consciousnesses, billions of them, into the machine intelligence, hoping they would become individualistic, becoming immortal, and surviving whatever catastrophe first hit the relic world. But sadly, that wasn't the case, and now we have the machine intelligence, which is desperate to become any type of individual, mostly organic, and trying to release the souls which are trapped within its code, probably all screaming horribly to the poor ruler, President Human. So with the backstory out of the way, here are the civics we're going with. Organic skin. This machine intelligence runs drones with synthetic skin covered with organic tissue. Thanks to this, organic empires see them as more familiar things. Apparently it's very good and very fitting skin, and not actually just the flesh of things we kill. We get extra food every month because we need a food upkeep for our species, and we no longer have an energy upkeep. Now this can be exploited really easily, because if you go into the negative with food as a machine empire, it doesn't really give you any negatives. It's population growth of biological and biological happiness, neither of which affect the empire, even if you have the organic skin civic. This was added with the mod, so as an honor rule, I will always keep food available, because in my opinion, if we're completely removing the energy upkeep from our robots, we should have penalties if we simply run out of food, so that's the honor rule I'm going with there. We then have emotion emulation, which has been changed in the mod, which now gives complex drones and menial drones consumer good upkeep for bonuses. Because remember, we're on the cusp of being individuals, but sadly we are all bound to the single machine intelligence, not quite able to process individuality. So I think I really like the idea of that. Once again, it's a new one. There are so many I wanted to go with. There's things like, where are you? There's so many new ones, but I can't find the one I wanted to look at. There we are. The Mysterious Find, which starts off with a mysterious core relic. We have the Merchant Machines, which I think fits the idea really well. Even the Malware one, since that's kind of like the robot empire kind of malfunctioning a bit. Divide by Zero is honestly one of my favourite things of all time at this point. Signal Node is interesting. I want to see if that building upgrades later on. Planet Cracker is super fun. There's loads of civics added by the mod I really wanted to test out. And I also did do a quick test run earlier, where I was originally going to go with Doomsday rather than the Relic World, but it was just too powerful. I completely forgot how powerful machine empires are with Doomsday. Yes, it's a challenging origin, but machines can go to any world they want, so finding one that quickly is not a problem, and the extra alloys and energy and minerals, because they don't get affected by the habitability, is just absurd. It's so good for a really quick, aggressive start. So I am going with Remnants instead. I love Remnants. I think it's a really fun one, which I don't really use much, so we are going with that. Our species are people, of course, and they are mass-produced, they have logic engines, and they are superconductive, they are high bandwidth, and luxurious. Luxurious can really be quite bad because of how expensive it gets, but these robots were made with the idea of being inhabited by the souls of the people creating them. They really wanted them to be shiny. I was going to use the machine ship set for this playthrough from the mods, but since they are trying to emulate being organics as fast as possible, I think the reptilian just fits a lot better this time. I will use the machine ship set if I do another run with this mod, or honestly just in the future, but it just didn't think it fits at all this time around, so we are going to be avoiding it this time, and that is pretty much it. So the goal is as follows. We want to make as many organic pops as possible. Our synths are also the main goal. We need to turn ourselves into individuals, which the mod will allow us to do by breaking the machine intelligence. I don't know how that works. It's going to be really interesting when it happens, though. I think it's going to make us more powerful, but I honestly just don't know how it's all going to work. And I also want to focus a lot, if possible, on the automated worlds. We touched on them very briefly in the previous run, well, the little test run of this mod, and they seem really interesting. They don't need pops to work, and the districts do everything, because we have a limited number of the original species, which we know very little about at the moment. I think we should focus on the worlds and just have the species just kind of staying put where they are. I'm also interested if we can get the archaeology project, since we start off as a machine empire, but then we break that later. I don't even know how the ethics work when we break that. I just don't know at all what happens, so really interested in that. Also, I think as a basic rule in terms of aggression, we're not going to be very aggressive. We respect organic life, but if we have an empire like a Purifier or a Despot Empire or something really quite brutal, then I think we're going to be quite hostile. The problem is, of course, if we take a world, we just put their people into batteries, but we'll figure that out as we go. That should be on random. And other than that, we are good to go. Hey everyone, Future Lathrix, as is tradition with these videos, just here to say that this mod has quickly become one of my all-time favourite mods. I had so much fun putting together this video. The footage did take a long time to get together, but it was an absolute joy. This mod is definitely one I'm going to be using in the future for full playthroughs, because it is just a lot more in-depth than I originally gave it credit for. I even ended up missing some of the stuff because of the Abyss, which you can get more stuff out of, and I just completely ignored it. So yeah, this mod, absolutely fantastic. But of course, I'm also here to shill for the video because these videos can be poison for the algorithm. But if you remember to
like the video and leave a comment,
then it does really help out. It counters the poison and means I can do these full-form videos a lot more because they are exactly what I love to record myself. So I really do hope you enjoy the video, and now back to past Lathrix, taking over the galaxy peacefully and becoming organic. And so we begin just at the top of the galaxy. Fantastic. So, yeah, our origin is the Relic World. This means we have all of these here, the ruined archaeologies. By removing these, we of course unlock one of the blockers, but we also get some minor artifacts, which aren't as good early on for a machine empire compared to some of the others, but it is what it is. Now, the first thing I want to check out is this. So I had a very quick look at this before. So this is all to do with the consumer goods upkeep. So we can start off with +1, so every single one of our drones costs 1 consumer good, which is actually pretty brutal. But this gives us a +20% to all output. I mean, that's a really good deal. Now, to create consumer goods, you don't build them in the normal districts. You instead have these buildings here, the product fabricators. Now, I'm really hoping that these upgrade later. I didn't see that tech when I had the quick test run, but I'm really hoping they do, because otherwise, we're going to have worlds which are just going to be completely filled with these, which is going to be pretty irritating. Yeah, it's currently 16 consumer goods at the cost of 16 minerals and 2 energy. 2 energy just being the standard building upkeep, because that's what it is. Other than that, there's not much else really to look at yet until we find some allies and the like. The organic skin is already in place, so we're getting some food just by default. We do need some more worlds though to grow some food, since Relic Worlds... Oh no, they do... Normal Relic Worlds don't have agricultural districts, right? It's just because this one's a special Relic World without a lot of the bonuses, I think. I can't quite remember. Either way, I'll be back once more stuff happens. Oh, actually, no, let's have a quick look-see. So yeah, our goal is to get mind separation to turn us into synths, world machines, because I think it's fun, and biomechanical hybrids. So the idea is the hybrids will be how we populate after the initial billions upon billions of mines are used up. World machines will just be fun, and mind separation is great. Now, I'm also tempted to go with interdimensional exploration. We did do this before, but apparently there's a lot of stuff I didn't see. I thought it was almost going to be a 1-for-1 like the Shroud, but apparently it's not. So I am really curious. So I'll find out all that stuff as we continue. And let's strip this down.
Complete. Situation log adjusted.
Okay, so the Rubricator is over here. That's fantastic for us. We already have 3 worlds within our very small cluster. Then we'll have the Rubricator world, which of course is another one of our relic worlds. And our first world has some colonial remains. Some remnants of our former colony remain. Using them as a base will be easier to recolonize. Fantastic. That's a just really nice start. Nothing too insane, but just lovely. One more world than just that guaranteed. Finding the Rubricator earlier. All we need to do now is find some friends, and then everything's great, because realistically, one of the best ways for this empire to run is to form a federation nice and quickly, to get the Research Federation up and running, since we are a machine empire and can do that. Then we can rush all the techs we need. Or, of course, if we find a very hostile empire, hostile to life that is, we can, of course, be very brutal. Honestly, not much more to say. 10 years in now, just about to hit 11, and I just love this start. It's so clean. Loads of worlds. We're being blocked off here, but that's fine. The weirdest set over here, because I keep on thinking this hyperline is connected two ways, but it isn't. So the choke point is actually this system here, really. I don't know what's happening over here, but also, yeah, quite clean choke points. This is all blocked off completely. So it's over here and just down here. Just the cleanest start I think I've ever had. Not the most overpowered. I've definitely had more broken than this, but very clean. Like a clean thing that just got out of the shower.
Surface settlement is
This start just became cleaner. So yeah, we have 2 perfect choke points. We have no wormholes in our territory. These are both gateways, not L gates. So as long as I can get this system at least, and really this system, but this system works as well, then all of this is one little capsule and we can become a tiny little empire with loads of worlds, and that's really not a problem for quite some time. Okay, we found our first neighbor, the Confederacy. So the Confederacy is instantly protective, which obviously is great for us. They are fanatic militarists, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're cruel according to our definition of that. Just means that they are very passionate about their military. It all depends on how they use it. That's the important thing there. Which is good. So our first neighbour is an ally. Perhaps we can make a federation after all. Sadly, I have restarted going down the prosperity tree, and our unity is really terrible. I'm trying to focus on everything else but unity at the moment. But now kind of want to finish that off so I can form a federation quickly. So I might start building some more of the... Wasn't I just building one a second ago? Yeah, the simulation sites. I always forget what they're called because I never go for a unity build with machines because there's better ways to do that. Okay, so there is an upgrade to the building. That's pretty good because otherwise we'd end up with buildings, well, worlds just completely covered in these buildings. So it's going from 16 to 24. That's really good. Well, actually, it's really good, but I also have quite a few of them currently, so I think it's going to be a bit overkill. So I might have to turn some of them off. But still, that's a nice, easy thing to do. Good to know that upgrades. Oh, no. Okay, so our other neighbours are xenophobes. We will become hostile to them fairly soon. Our tech is decent, and we have loads of worlds currently maturing into their beautiful selves. And once they are, we can use them for alloys and all that good stuff, so we can attack our neighbours, because, yep, fanatic xenophobe, we're not going to be friendly with you. You, on the other hand, oh, you are at war. I don't know who you're at war with, though. Oh, actually, what I could do is ask you for contacts. I never do this. I don't know why I never do this, but I just never do. This is going to help out a lot. Because it depends on who they're at war with. If they're just warring with pacifists because they're in the way, or xenophiles, then that's more a problem. Ah, xenophiles, xenophiles. I mean, spiritualists aren't great with us, but still. So who are you actually at war with? You're at war with the fanatic spiritualist authoritarian, and it is a dictatorship. Okay. I'm going to let you get away with that, and we can still be friends. Out of nowhere, the fanatic xenophiles have become my bestest friends ever. They're actually friendly with me. I have one envoy. That's it. Apparently that's enough to convince them we are the bestest people ever, I guess, because we love organics. Oh! I'm being so silly. We have organic skin. We have plus 30 opinion with all organic empires. Yeah, plus 30 is a really nice base, so that is fantastic. So straight away, yeah, we have 2 friends. So I'm thinking is that likely I'm going to stay in this fairly small empire here. I already have loads of worlds. Then once we get the ability to turn worlds into machines, we're going to become a lot more hostile with empires we deem as hostile to organic life, such as fanatic xenophiles, especially if they go to war. If they do go to war with any other empire, because fanatic xenophiles will do horrible things with their population, we will become hostile a lot earlier. That's kind of how I'm playing this. Right now, our only real goal as the Saviour Initiative is to reinstate the control of the poor souls currently residing within our code. Well, we got fairly lucky. Organic source code study is already done. I'd like the influence. No, I'd like to be friendly with everyone, thank you. Annoying when the governors is gone. Well, first of all, before we do anything else, yeah, I have saved a point. And I think now I can already go ahead and grab biomechanical hybrid. Now I just need to make sure that grabbing this will not stop me from getting this. I don't think so. Okay, so we can have both.
Situation
There
log
we are.
adjusted.
So with that, we can now create our first half organic. Which makes sense as well. We've already found other empires. We're about to grab... Well, we're about to start, hopefully... Oh no, they're too young. I was hoping to try and uplift the species, but no, it's... Can you uplift it when it's in the Renaissance? I can't remember. We'll try and uplift it. If not, we'll just passively study it peacefully, because that's what our empire is like. I would love to have them for energy, but that's fine. But it makes sense that now we're going to start creating hybrids as we try to learn how to have individuality within our empire. Of course, these hybrids will just be part of the machine empire, just they will be organic. Okay, super annoying. My recording software crashed for the last half an hour, which is irritating. I didn't notice the notification popping up. So, what I've just missed is that I have now... Ooh, red. I have now got the ability to become biomechanical hybrids. And unlike last time, what I've chosen to do is to convert the entire species into the biomechanical hybrid. Because, of course, the whole point is we're trying to give life back to the species which has died out, our creators. So, of course, what we want is to look organic. So that's exactly what we're after right now. Could you normally have, like, the evil red look? Because that's, like, the contingency, right? It's kind of just in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, so now I'm going to select what we look like, and I didn't really consider that through because I just didn't. I guess human would make sense for President Human. So now our entire species are mechanical hybrids, and we can upgrade these a lot in the future. This also means once we give our people back their minds, they're going to have a true organic body. It's a hybrid body, but it's biomechanical. It's no longer a machine empire wearing skin. It's now so much more. And they can have all of the traits. For instance, they can have logic engines and intelligence. Just becoming absurdly powerful that way, similar to the genetic ascension route. And I honestly think that's kind of how we're going to go there. I think the increased upkeep makes sense, because I still want them to be luxurious. Even though that's not quite how that's written there. That's kind of how I'm taking it personally, so that's what we're going with. They're definitely traditional, since they're trying to get back to how they were. That's not a particularly good trait, in my opinion, for our build. That's fine. Oh, so we have 2 trait... Oh, I have 4 points left, though. I guess just efficient processors, because it's one of the best things. And then, yeah, natural engineers, because of course they are. And for now, I'll just make them look like humans. We can always change it later. Look at that. Not even 50 years in, we've achieved a lot of our goals. Well, that's going to be our research for a good while. On the upside, though, now we have that, I believe I can make us... Yeah, so all of our worlds I'm going to force into creating the new hybrids. Then once we've made at least 1 hybrid on each world, because they are the biomechanical hybrids, they will also start being cloned, essentially grown in addition. So we'll have both of those going on, but that only happens once you have at least 1 of the population, I believe. I'll see that fairly soon. There is also a building you can build to speed this along, but it requires resources we simply don't have access to at the moment. There we are. We just don't have the gas, do we? No. Oh, and... Oh, of course, I've lost that Civic. Yeah, we no longer have... We no longer have the flesh on us, because we are flesh. I think I'll wait a little bit longer until I get the extra Civic, because that's going to happen soon, I think, with our research, because it's very expensive, and then we'll add 2 Civics. So one thing to note is that when you go with the whole mechanical hybrid thing, is that you lose all of these lovely things which your original species has, and you are left with just essentially a normal machine empire, a normal robot just devoid of most things. And the upkeep is horrendous. So for the last 5 years I've had to stop increasing my research all that much. We've hit about 1k, but it could have been so much more at this point. And I'm just focusing on a lot of the menial drones. I've even had to cut back on the complex drones output right now. So rather than getting the full 20% bonus from all the consumer goods and everything else, I've cut them down to 10%. which is fine. And later on we can of course swap this, so it's only energy or only food. It's going to be really expensive. So the populations, despite the fact they have so many traits, they are very expensive to run. And because the initial group didn't have any traits, it's a bit horrendous. But they are being built incredibly quickly. Our population is soaring right now, and we are going to have to start considering, consider going to war with the xenophobes, because they are brutal, and they even went to war with the other machine empire, so obviously we're definitely looking down on them. Our allies, though, are just sitting here, and we are slowly upgrading our federation. With our lovely president, Human. It has been like 10 years now of just trying to balance the economy. We're in a decent position now-ish, but one thing to note is that, yeah, combining the civics I had, well, the civic I have, the emotion emulation with the whole biomechanical thing is really expensive, so trying to keep everything running is difficult. It's fine, because we had such a strong position. I was able to bounce back. I'm selling most of my alloys. My energy is then being used to buy a lot of the other stuff, so it's not as severe, but it is pretty horrendous. Now, though, we finally have the 2 points we can spend on more civics, so we get to choose what we do next. The merchant one I like, because it's more to do with us being more like a proper empire. More research obviously is fantastic. I mean, if I was playing just for me right now and not trying to make the Empire at least a bit more like how the Empire works, I'd probably go with these two. Introspective and then Central Processing Core, so my engineering would get a full plus 30%, would have a nice research upkeep reduction, and that's just fantastic. There's so much extra research, we can just rush ahead with that. Maintenance protocols would also be fantastic right now, but we're trying to apply the Empire, so if we want to get back to being more akin to a normal Empire, Merchant Machine would just be what we go with next. So we can start doing trades. We did cover this before, so I won't cover it too much. You can build trading ships to trade with your neighbors, and then you can get trade value from them, depending on how powerful they are, which you can use for unity or energy, etc, etc. Then, Memorialist I'm tempted by, but I'd like to try something new, at least. So I am thinking maybe Signal Node. This is more to do with our core intelligence integrating itself with the drones and everything else, perhaps trying to move forwards with that. Corpse Processor would be interesting, but it's really not what we are. Expanding Machine would be fantastic, but again, not really what we are, so... Introspective is tempting, though. It would actually fit the Empire, because it's all about us looking into ourselves, and that is what we're doing, but I would like to see if the Signal Node is any good. We have 4 years, though, till that can happen. I didn't realise that. Apparently losing the Civic has reset that. So, the Signal Node is plus 5% resources from jobs, minus 5% deviancy if you build this building. What I'm hoping is we get upgrades to it like we have with the other Civics, which give us new buildings. So our merchant ships are now up and running. They are currently going to our neighbours. Sadly, I couldn't afford all of them, but we do have 3 of them, which is pretty nice at least. So once they get to their target, we can then start converting that into a resource. Currently it's just energy. I'm not quite sure exactly what I want at the moment, so I'll just leave it as that. We can have influence, unity, rare resources. It's all loads of stuff we can get depending on how much we get from them, so that's fine. I've also now built the Signal Node, this lovely building here, which is producing a Signal Node Coordinator, which increases our resources by 5% and decreases deviancy by 5%. And what I'm hoping is, like I said, that will have more benefit later on, because it is pretty... it's not the most game-changing thing, especially for a Civic slot. So I'm hoping we can improve this to a upgraded version, perhaps have more of the coordinators, because then that can become really powerful, especially on the more populated worlds. Wait, can I, random thought, I actually forgot about this. Can I make our relic world into... No, I can't turn it into the archaeology thing, because I'm not a normal empire. Hopefully, once I'm a synth, I can. Human, with his own traits now and everything else, I think is now aware of himself enough to try and save himself. So what we're going to do is take over the territory of the ones to the left over here so that we can make a vassal, which will be Human himself. So what I really want then is this world over here, so I want to claim all of this section here, grab this world, that will then become a vassal, and that will be a machine intelligence which will withstand the separation of mind. Which honestly isn't that far away now. I'm also now building cruisers, so our military might is about to increase drastically. We are losing consumer goods at the moment, but this is because I've went ahead and I have turned this back to max upkeep for our drones, our complex drones, which means now it's plus 20% to all resources, so we have hit 4k research now, which have done better in this point of the game, but it's a drastic improvement for what it was, so that's clearly increasing very quickly, and our alloys are doing so well, it's actually supporting the entire economy right now. So that's great. I have laid claims all down here, that's why we're pretty much out of influence. Just need this one, then we can go to war. We are building cruisers in the meantime. I think we'll be strong enough to fight them soon. They were fighting against these two quite a lot. It does look like they've been winning and losing a bit, actually. It's hard to tell, but they shouldn't be super ready to fight. Also, our ally attacked this empire over here, so we have grabbed some of that. Grab this one as well, and this should be a victory. Our Federation is now rank 3, which is great.
Technological acquisition successful.
And breach of some law or other. Don't particularly care. Do you have a shipyard? You're about to, and I'll make this into a world for us. That will be human, because now I actually do have the ability to grab the last ascension perk. Mind separation. This is really weird. Changing founder species into a robot species. I'm hoping that still allows us to stay biomechanical. If not, we're still able to make them. We've done the we've had the policy. We've got the clone plants, we can still make the biomechanical hybrids. I'm just hoping this doesn't change all of us into another machine again, because that'll be a nightmare, but we'll find out either way. I've got to do it as soon as Human's legacy is guaranteed. With Human now successfully forever going to be here as our vassal, it's time for us to move on to these worlds over here and turn them into world machines, not machine world machines. And we are about to finally fulfill our purpose, reinstating the minds to the bodies. Human served well and will be forever saved in this little location near the center of the galaxy. The Empire of 1,000 Minds. There was a time when we were all mindless machines, millions of us following a single consciousness. At one moment in our history, we chose to abandon this consciousness, letting each of us think and do freely. Today, we, who were mindless drones, have become true sapient beings. We do not know what we will face tomorrow, but our descendants will remember this moment. A temporary Empire modifier will be added to your Empire, providing various advantages for your planets and your pops. The advantages will decrease gradually over time. This modifier is to help the player manage the economy after a sudden change of governing authority and ethics. Yeah, I can imagine at the end of this month things are going to go really screwy. We are still person! Okay. Oh yeah, factions. We get factions now. Determining governing ethics. Spiritual. Okay, so all the usual stuff. So look, see us now. Oh, we still get Human. Is Human now a synth? Oh, Human gets to stay as the leader. I love that. So it's like we've all became individual, but we have all decided, we've all voted that Human, in his new singular form, gets to remain leader. They did such a good job, they get to stay as leader. Glory to Human, who is now officially a person. So I didn't need to mess with the vassal, I didn't think that the consciousness would become its own individual as well. I love that. Absolutely love that. Okay, so what were we then? So I've been thinking about this a little bit in the last few years of gameplay, and for some reason we were destroyed. We had colonies outside of our home world, so I'm thinking perhaps not a disease or something like that, to just completely wipe out the species. So I'm thinking perhaps we were destroyed by the Remnants, which are the xenophobic Fallen Empire. So perhaps we were technologically advanced for our size and aggressive. So I'm thinking maybe we were xenophobic militarist materialist, or we were fanatic materialist militarist. I kind of like the more fanatic militarist, the fanatic materialist kind of idea, because I don't really want to become a xenophobic empire now, since I haven't really been playing the empire like that. Also, I'm now seeing trade value everywhere, so that's going to be a nightmare to fix. So, how does this work? Okay, so fanatic, militarist, xenophile. And I don't mind that, honestly, but no, I think the militarist idea is a good one, because it kind of explains why we were destroyed. Can I make it correct? There we go. Yeah, so militarist, fanatic, materialist. So not necessarily a hyper-aggressive empire, but aggressive enough to be a worry, and very advanced for their age. At least they were before we got destroyed. That's what I'm assuming. That's the lore I'm going with now. One of the fallen empires, I'm assuming the remnants, destroyed us, brought us back into the relic world. So, this window will remain open until you close it, so I guess that's it. And the Guardians don't like us at the moment. Which is funny, because actually we've just got the event to get the chosen of them, so they'll stop hating us soon. Obviously now I need civics. I do not like Philosopher King. I'm going to go full-on Imperial, because glory to Human. Oh, here's a question. Do I still have... No, of course I don't. I don't have... Yeah, I don't have the trait anymore, the civic, so I'm no longer producing consumer goods from those buildings. Also, for some reason, the alloy forges have been broken. And there's loads of unemployment. Why is there so much unemployment? Is it just... No, it's not waiting. Oh, city districts. City districts only give 2 clerks if you're a normal empire, but if you're a machine empire, they give 3, I think 3 or 4 maintenance drone jobs. Also, our empire sprawl is terrible, and that's because these empire parks are going to be worse. These admin offices, that is, because I had a bonus in synchronicity. Yeah, which made the coordinators more effective. Oh, there's a good point. Yeah, that's not updated. That's still the robot version, so... But that one isn't. That's now plus lifespan. Yeah, but this one's still coordinators, which is useless because we don't have coordinators anymore. We have bureaucrats. And they're definitely not benefiting from that. I wonder how many other things I'm not benefiting from anymore. No, that's now clerk. Okay, so it looks like the vast majority has swapped over. I'm probably taking this very slowly at the moment, because I'm trying to figure out exactly what's changed. Why is the research lab broke? There are a few random things which are just kind of broke, which is really interesting to me. Okay, yeah, so we do have some trade value now, but we are still focusing more on generator districts, which is weird, because I normally don't like doing that. I prefer, trade value stuff. Yeah, let's just repair all the stuff that's randomly broke, first of all. Actually, no, back to civics. Before I forget, so the reason why I wanted to look is because we're going to have a lot of trouble in a second once the month rolls over with consumer goods. We're no longer producing consumer goods. Now, the bonus we're getting is emotional shock. Consumer goods upkeep is minus 50% and happiness is increased. This will not be forever, obviously. And also the upkeep of some buildings has been decreased. So that's going to be for 10 years. We have 10 years to fix our empire. I'm thinking Masterful Crafters. I love this civic. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite, so we're going with that. Then I'd like to go with Warrior Culture, because I never go with that, and I love the idea of it, especially now we're back. And Technocracy would be good. Do we need that much unity? You know what, actually, Technocracy would be really good. I never go with Technocracy, even though it is a really good civic. So what about Technocracy, Masterful Crafters, and then, yeah, we need one military one, so either Distinguished Admiralty or Warrior Culture. I mean, I like the idea of duelists as well, but the Admiralty is really good. You know what? I don't like this one as much as the Admiralty, but I'm going to go with it anyway, because I never go with it. And I'm going to try and have some worlds with... Oh no, I don't need it all though, because Technocracy is producing unity, so it won't even be fun to use. Okay, because I have Technocracy, that wouldn't even be fun to use right now. So yeah, Admiralty, Crafters, Technocracy. So this... Oh yeah, I wonder if Human will eventually get an heir then. So now, I've got to try and fix the economy, because this is about to really tank really quickly. And I need to start getting all the trade value as well. So you... 1, 2, 3... Okay, you can actually get most things, so... Swap you over completely to a trade hub. You're feeding like this, which is not great. I do need some more Navy capacity anyway, so I can defend that. If you turn into a trade one as well, in fact you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, grab that. Okay, I obviously just need to figure this out, so normally this stuff I cut, so I'll be back soon once I figure out exactly what I'm doing. So I did very briefly still have the consumer good producers. How am I getting so many consumer goods? From buildings. Yeah, it's still like saying I have the buildings, but I don't. This one was full of them. They don't. Let's let one more month roll over.
Receiving transmission.
There we go. Oh, Lord, that is horrendous. Okay, I don't need that much food. So I'm going to convert some worlds then into factory worlds. Because I really need to. Forge worlds and stuff stay forge worlds, that's fine. Mining worlds can remain mining worlds. Why do I have so many random research complexes? Oh! Were these the signal nodes? These could have been the signal nodes, because I do seem to have a lot of random... Yeah, why would that one break and that one stay? I don't quite get that. I have just been putting down research when I'm filled with, like, all the mining districts, etc. Okay, now the bureaucratic world here. I've only just got this as well, the Ministry of Production, so I need to start putting those down in a second. So these require crystals. How many crystals do I have? Not many, but I can always start buying stuff monthly. Because we need these bureaucrat worlds to be super upgraded. So I changed my mind about something. We're going with mechanical worlds rather than the archaeology project or the mega structures. Because this way I can turn all of my worlds into mechanical worlds, which will just be nice and powerful, but also they aren't anywhere near as expensive as the others, and I don't need to do anything too specific to make them. It's just terraforming, essentially. Very expensive terraforming. So all of our worlds will become mechanical worlds, which will give us a serious power boost. Okay, so Emotional Shock is about to fully wear off, and thankfully Humiliated is as well, which is nice. I should really send a science ship over to the... You know what, you can go ahead. That is the Ancient Tomb. That'll make the Spiritualist Fallen Empire stop constantly trying to humiliate us, so we get more influence, which is lovely. Emotional Shock is about to wear off completely, which is a bad thing, of course, because that's helping us along, but we have done quite well. Although we do have some negatives at the moment, our species is under academic privilege, which is giving plus 10% research. What I need to do is swap over all the worlds, and they're making the new version of person, not the old version, but that's something we can fix soon. It's interesting because they're just normal machines, not mechanical. This is the machine consciousness version. This is the synth version. Perhaps the new ones we're making are just fakes because we've run out of mines. I don't really know. Or perhaps just new mines. Now one thing we can do is I've just bought loads of minerals because now I can turn one of our worlds into an auto world. Although this is a Sea of Consciousness, which is a shame, I'm still using it. So, you are for alloy production. You are for research, and you are for Unity and, like, Empire Sprawl. Well, I didn't get to do the research one last time. So, yeah, that's what we're doing first, the auto processor project.
Another scientific breakthrough.
Then, this one will be the next one we convert, and the one over here will convert as well eventually. So yeah, stop making anything there. You know what? Sure. The people will automatically migrate to the other worlds as I build them up. That's fine. So we have 2 more worlds which can both undergo that as soon as we have the influence for it and the minerals. Really trying to push more tech now. We're at plus 15k. Our economy is stable for the most part now. And we are converting 2 worlds into the machine worlds. The world machines. Which way around is it? The world machines. And we're converting as many as we can to the mechanical worlds. So things are looking pretty good. Funnily enough, the alloys are just not selling for much at all this run, which is really irritating because that was kind of my whole point with a lot of our stuff. Where are you? Mechanical world everywhere, please. Need to start selling some of these off automatically, really. But yeah, I want as many worlds as possible to be converted into these beautiful mechanical worlds, and I wonder how they differ from the non-modded version. I am really curious if they're stronger or have some alternate effects. So naturally I'm converting everything into them before I've done any testing, because I am a smart person. So that's interesting, we do have this mind integration, We will become one, make a world where there are no conflicts and divisions. So this will change us back into a machine intelligence. That I didn't know, that you can actually go that way around as well, so that is pretty cool. Now, I'm actually not too sure what I'm doing next here. Total War Protocol will be interesting. I still want this one, but I don't think I can. Why not? Why wouldn't I be able to do this? It doesn't say what I'm missing. You need 8k to start off things, but I can't select this? Is it because I'm not a machine? Is this only a machine one? Yeah, I don't know why I can't do that. I mean, yeah, we need 6k energy to activate it once we've got it, but I don't really need 6k to unlock the Ascension perk. So perhaps that is just sadly a machine-only one, so perhaps we should have done that first, but that wasn't the main goal of this, so... Not too bad, really. Defender of the Galaxy would be a good thing to get, as per usual. Everyone would like us more. It would be good versus the Endgame Crisis. Master Builders would be great as well. I do want to build the Science Nexus and such very soon, in fact now, so... Yeah, sure. Maybe we'll build some ring worlds. That would be neat. Yeah, let's try and build a ring world. So let's go for mega structures. The world has become really shiny. So here's our mechanical world then. That is a lot of things. Housing usage minus 10%, building slots plus 12. An extra job for making more of our robots, that's fine. Any just resource increases? Ah, I thought machine worlds gave you a plus 10% to resource production. I mean, the extra one of those is good. More pop growth is always great. It looks really bad, I know, on the outliner right now, but bear in mind, almost all these worlds have like just one unemployed population, and they're constantly being moved to the ones down here. Now, of course, there is the fact that there's unlimited of these now, so it no longer uses planetary features, you can just make more. And of course, less housing is good. Yeah, I did think you've got a plus 10%, but apparently not. I mean, it's fine, just I would rather have more resources as well. I'm still going to turn every world into a machine world, though, because it's bloody well cool. So it turns out the mechanical worlds are actually better than the normal machine worlds if they do indeed give the plus 10%, because I didn't read the districts yet. Yeah, so first of all, 3 jobs rather than just 2, but then also energy credits from technicians plus 1% per district. Same for miners, same for farmers, but then when it gets really interesting is this. With the industrial district, it gives plus 1% to all specialists. So all these researchers right now are getting plus 6% resource. So that's really, really interesting to me. So it means these worlds really want you to hyper-specialize, which is not something I'm good at. I've said it before, because I do tend to try and record these decently quickly, because it does take like days and days to get all the footage together. So specializing worlds is one of the things I do. I'm a little bit lax with. I need to fix that. For instance, this world's fantastic. It's currently a tech world. I don't know why it is a tech world. I thought it was a forge world. Now it is. Ta-da! So we have this. These are all giving 3 jobs each and a plus 19% output. So each one of them is giving 13.5 alloys. 500 alloys already. Yeah, these are fantastic, especially since it's only 500 minerals, 500 energy to convert one of these worlds. It's just worth it for everything. It's really fantastic. Every world we can needs to be converted. Sadly, I can't convert our initial world. Oh, though I now can restore it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to save up them for, since I do want this to be the Archaeology project. That'll be amazing. I'm already doing that over here with the Relic world, so we'll have 2 of the Archaeology worlds, then loads of these mechanical worlds. It's fantastic. Oh, yeah, you also get this now. World machine upgrades. That is really lovely. It isn't even... Oh, no, we have some stored research, because I just did... where are you? Where are you? Reverse engineer. I thought that was really quick. Still, fantastic. Maybe I should focus on engineering then, just really upgrade those over and over again. Don't know. How many more worlds are we going to convert like anyway? Probably should start being aggressive and taking over. I mean, the Imperium's a big empire, but it's not strong. Maybe what I'll do is I'll finish off Discovery, then get Total War, then we'll start grabbing everything and converting everything to auto worlds. Lightning! Where's the lightning? You do have lightning, right? Didn't actually see that then. No, Cloud Lightning was firing. Okay. So yeah, the lack of range is really the big issue there. That's really it. Do you hear the whispering too? In the deeper regions of the Abyss, a presence suddenly makes itself felt. Visitors like us, a probe for powerful minds made of spiritual energy, is utterly alien to us, as they are to the Abyss. A faint image of massive organic beings floating in some kind of thick gaseous atmosphere while being attended by swarms of smaller creatures flickers briefly into existence as their spiritual echo touches our own. If successful, the spiritual energy from the Abyss will be channeled into a powerful boon that has a positive effect on our empire. Plus 20% research speed for 5 years is pretty nice. Thank you!
Situation log.
Well, something's happened. Old Hugh Man is now warlike. That's actually a fantastic trait to have. It's just interesting that now that Hugh Man has got its own sapient, its own individuality completely, it wants to destroy stuff. So, it's useful to us. And look, it has a child. With the man last name. Who is also warlike. It has some logistic understanding, but it's a synth. How lovely for Hugh Man. It has a child. Okay, so, moving all my fleets over here. I was helping out with this war. I wanted to claim some of the Imperium, because honestly, I want more of the auto worlds. I didn't realise how good they were. Okay, this is an auto world. Where are you? This one here, and this one here. So this one is now 9 out of 21. It's already producing 776 physics, and there is a repeatable to improve the districts of the auto worlds. So, yeah, the auto worlds might be better. I mean, they're not, but they're not worse than a normal world, so I would like more of these to see if they are better, honestly, because perhaps they could be, once they're completely kitted out. And honestly, I'm considering stopping production of most of the worlds anyway. That's why I haven't bothered getting an organic species, and I've gone straight for this, so I have more controls. If I do want to stop robots being built here, I can just go ahead and remove all of these. Well, actually, if I remove all of those, yeah, it's down to 0 per month. So I can do that to all the worlds whenever I want to. I am, though, planning on getting some more worlds in a second with the Remnant. They have loads of worlds, and of course they have the home worlds and everything else, which I think... Do they have the Archaeology Project or Gaia worlds? Well, either way, they do have some other worlds as well. I'm either going to turn them into auto worlds, or I'm going to need some population for them, so I'll leave it for now. The auto server is now online. So the auto server can give encryption, worldwide crime minus, admin cap plus 90, and Unity. Actually, speaking about Unity, I need to start remembering to activate these now I've finished off all of my traditions. So, Scientific Revolution, thank you. More minerals, do I really need that right now? Not really. Build things faster. Yes, please. Okay, yes, the auto server not actually as useful as some of the others. Yeah, my repeatables are kind of enough right now to keep up the Empire Sprawl things. Unity, we don't... I mean, a little bit more Unity would be good, I guess. Yeah, I suppose I'll make it into Unity. And this one over here is essentially going to be most of my Navy capacity. Do I need more alloys? We have a lot of Forge Worlds already, and I haven't even fully upgraded them yet. I think I'll go like... that. Our home world has been encased. Wonderful. We really need to sort out those amenities, and we'll do that right now. Actually, now it's finally becoming less of a problem now that we can upgrade the Hollow Theatres. We are having a serious unemployment problem just because of how fast we're growing our population. We are going to have to start manually moving things around since we do have multiple worlds which have jobs available. Had jobs available. Oh my god, how fast is our population growing? Okay, we're having a bit of a population crisis. I thought it was just about stable. It must have just tipped over. Yeah. So, that's a thing. Now, we do have worlds like this, which are going to have loads of jobs. but I'm constantly upgrading it and the people are constantly moving in. So, on the upside, we are kind of working at optimum jobs being filled. There's a word there I'm looking for. Employment! But having so many unemployed is still hurting stability and everything else, so yeah. And amenities I've been very bad with, but now we can upgrade the entertainment. Like I said before, that shouldn't be so much of an issue and something I can fix. Our Federation is now rank 4. Probably won't get rank 5 before the endgame crisis, but still, that's lovely. That gives us loads of extra research at the moment. Because we have that there, the Free Technologist Coalition Research Sharing. The Free Coalition being us. So that's plus 40% because we're in this Federation. Our fleet's almost ready as well to start taking on the Fallen Empire. We have a 70k, an 85k, 93k, and 83k. And once again, they should be very good versus the... Oh, I didn't even realize they were dolphin people. They should be very good against the hunky dolphin people because, as you can see, only 1/3 of their health, less than 1/3 of their health is in hull. And that's all we're going to be hitting. We are going to be 100% ignoring the armor and shields. So only their citadel should really be a problem. Their normal fleets should be pretty easy to take out. I think one more full fleet, then we should be able to go. Once we take over the Fallen Empire, that's going to be a huge bonus to us, because all those lovely unique buildings on the Gaia worlds, and we also get 4 other worlds straight away, which I'm going to convert probably into the research auto, the auto processor. I have vastly underestimated how powerful this is. Right now, this is actually running on minus 20% output, and that's because I haven't installed the next set of cooling systems. It's going to be like multiple thousands of physics. At least 1,000. It's pretty good, in my opinion. So, I want more of those. And if you gaze long enough into the abyss, it will gaze back into you. Because you're lovely and everyone likes you. Reach into the shallows. Ooh, hello. Suddenly, in a painful moment of clarity, the nature of our existence is laid bare. A multiverse where thousands of galaxies like our own are locked in endless cycles of conflict. It begins, ends, and then begins again, each time with trillions of lives hanging in the balance. So it is, a voice whispers, so it will always be. And you will never be free from it. Extra fire rate. Okay, I think the worm just blessed us or something. That's kind of annoying though. 5 years isn't long enough to start warring with the Fallen Empire. I don't think it is, at least. Yeah, I mean, look how long it's going to take to get there. We actually, no, could jump. No, not everyone has jump drives. Who doesn't have jump drives? My battleships have jump drives. Federation fleet doesn't have jump drives. Yep, that's it. Not all Federation fleet ships have jump drives. Poop. See, jumping there would have been quicker. That is a lovely thing. The 20% extra fire rate is fantastic. Lovely. When the dolphin boys are angry,
War declaration processed.
then they're going to be really annoyed about what's about to happen now. I do have multiple worlds already creating our robot assault armies. I need to get better armies. Xenomorphs would be good right now, but at least it's not affected by morale damage. That's something.
Striking hostile.
Show them the power of pure energy. Whilst we are being affected by the will of the worm. Ooh, this is going to be really painful, isn't it? Kind of forgot the Fallen Empire is one of the stronger ones of these. Oof, that is actually pretty brutal. None of those are going to be useful to us. Yeah. I don't want any of that right now. Just good luck. This is why I wanted one more fleet, but we'll see. Let's get their Titan pretty quickly at least. See, look, the lightning is going off, but for some reason the effect isn't going off. I can't see the lightning hit the enemy. That is very annoying. Those little blue flashes, that is the lightning firing. Oh, wow. Yep, never mind. Lightning is a hard counter to the Fallen Empire. I forgot to tell how bloody strong it is. Yeah, they just rely so much on armor and shields that melting them like that is really effective. They are angry. Very angry.
Constructed.
Yeah, so I've actually restarted the game since the last time I noticed the lightning problem, so it shouldn't be a big issue, because this is like day 3 of recording now. So, it might be the mod. I can't confirm it's the mod. I can't confirm it's a bug. I don't know what exactly is going on with the lightning not showing. It's a shame, because in my opinion, the lightning is the best looking of the vanilla style of weapons. I just say that because obviously you can mod it to look different. Why are the enemies attacking me and not the enemy actually after them? Come on, go get them. Actually, what's the tracking like on lightning? 30%. That's better than the other large weapons, right? Am I wrong there? Am I just talking about nonsense? Yeah, it's 0% on the others. So that is one advantage in the cloud lightning. If the enemy gets closer, the lightning is still a bit better. All I was meant to say then is just if the enemy's quite evasive, the lightning is still pretty decent, whereas with some of the other weapons with tracking, it can be a bit dreadful. Oh, I should have been making things sooner. Is there any... Yeah, I haven't had the xenomorph thing yet at all. Okay, in that case I'm going to just start pumping out some extra damage, because otherwise it's going to take forever to make enough of the people to take over the world. I don't really want to bombard them that much either. I'd rather keep the populations, because we can assimilate them into our glorious selves. Oh. Okay, so the Crusaders have woke up. Good morning. That's actually good for us, because we can now move to try and make ourselves the Custodian. Before, no one would have voted for us. So they're going to attack the data bank first, then the theocracy, then we're in trouble. But we are, once again, quite counter to the Awakened/Fallen Empire, so although they're a lot stronger than the Fallen Empire, that's not really a big issue. Plus, there's no chance of them activating the War in Heaven, because we're about to destroy the other empire. Oh, actually, no, we're not quite. Well, we'll simply attack them again later, in order to completely finish them off once we have the influence for it. Cold. It's too cold. Okay, and ship upkeep minus 20% for a while. Well, nothing too fancy, but... Ooh. Our experience in the Abyss given us a clue to handle pure spiritual energy by our own hands. We can now install a subsystem on our bodies to draw spiritual energy into reality and control it. Psionic machines. The Psionic Emulator. Plus 10% resources from all jobs, plus 10% researcher output. Well, we're installing that right now. So both of these worlds are now becoming the auto processors. All of the other worlds are just becoming work worlds. So we have this one here, which is going to be all to do with the generator districts. Honestly, I think this one as well, and they're both going to produce some resources, because we are running out of exotic gas at the moment. That's really the one I keep on running out of. So you know what? Both of you get to do that. You'll both be converted into basically giant computers, which is great, because they do produce so much stuff. And then we have our archaeology world, which I need to keep on upgrading, because we have so many people to spare. We do now have some spare influence again, so what I think I need to do is start taking territory from our neighbours again. Which should be pretty easy, we don't really need to send all the fleets. So any fleets not currently upgrading? Yep, can you just get over there please? That'd be fantastic. We'll take that from them. We have loads of ground forces, that should be very... Yeah, we have a 9k ground force now after invading everyone else. And I am building the gateway to collect the ludicrous amount of trade value here. 850 currently on the core, with most of the people still being assimilated. Now, the reason I'm not currently going to war with the Crusaders, although we are plenty strong enough to destroy them, is twofold. First of all, they're kind of in an awkward position, which will be solving itself fairly soon, but also I need them to exist. Now, we could just get there and not fully destroy them. The problem is our allies, if we get to that point, may jump in and try and help out. Our allies aren't actually that weak. So what I need is them to exist so that everyone will accept me as the Custodian and then the Emperor. Or at least the Custodian. I don't know if I'd want to become the Emperor and mess up my ethics, but at least the Custodian, and then have unlimited term time and the fleet associated with that. Then I'll go after them. As long as they don't attack us, which they shouldn't do, because they're weaker than me. And I'm part of the Federation, so I shouldn't attack any Federation member. As long as I'm in control. Now that, I didn't realise. They've actually fixed one of the Ring World sections. Unless it's their origin. Oh! I knew there's a ring world there, but I didn't put two and two together that for some reason there's something there which I had to conquer. Okay, so that's really good. We get a ring world section straight away active. That's the reason. Well, I wish I saw it sooner, otherwise I would have grabbed that faster. Because I've been focusing on everything else, I didn't think I'd have time. Oh, I should have just gone straight after them. I had spare fleet power for a while. Yeah, that was me being very silly. Could have got it earlier, which would be a lot more helpful against the endgame. But honestly, we are incredibly powerful at the moment, so I'm okay with that.
Spaceport.
Just glad to get a new, annoying. Just glad to get somewhere else to put our populations.
Research concluded.
The Abyss is available. You will never be free from the cycle. Ooh. This one? Nothing again. Ah, it keeps happening, the nothingness. Okay, so, Custodial Reforms, and the first one I want to do is remove... Actually, no, we've got more time for that. What I want to do then is start off the... Wow, they really don't support me very much this time, despite the fact they voted me in. Normally they're really on your side after this. Yeah, I want the Galactic Defense Force. I want it now.
Hostile IFF signatures detected. Spaceports sustaining damage. Research concluded.
My claims end there, anyway, don't they? Yeah, so I'm pretty much going to get victory conditions once I get this world. Then I just need to break down a little bit.
IFF signatures detected.
Where are you going? Where are you going? I don't know. Finally moving our fleets out, we are going to start moving against the Awakened Empire. Their fleet's all incredibly spaced out, and they have all the same weaknesses as the Fallen Empire, so... Yeah, our fleets are just devastating them. They are kind of everywhere, though, which is really annoying. I'm having to move fleets everywhere to try and stop them. But we are getting there. What I've done is I've kind of set fleets everywhere before we even started fighting, so for the vast majority, I think I only overlooked this area, and I just grabbed some a second ago before jumping away again. You can now go back up. Yeah, so can you take out that one, go over there, then go this way. There's a fleet coming over. Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
Concluded.
Might have to backtrack a little bit, but we have enough fleets everywhere that we should be able to just slowly weather them away. Well, it's going to be pretty brutal. One of my split fleets is about to attack one of their big fleets. They have more fleet power. On the upside, though, we do get to ignore their armor and shields, which is lovely. Would have been nice if you split-fired a little bit more than just firing at one target, but okay. Down with the battleships. Is lightning firing yet? It's so difficult to tell. Oh, look, lightning finally! Okay, I don't know why that's starting to work now. Zappy, zappy. Ooh, I mean, I do love me some missiles. Your sacrifice was not in vain. Human, thanks you. Ooh, that looks like we're missiling the entire galaxy. I'm very okay with that. I feel a bit like an endgame crisis at the moment, how I'm taking just these huge chunks of territory at a time and my fleets move through, but it is pretty darn fun. I'm hoping I'll take this territory before my ally does, so I have direct access to the gateway. That would be nice. I am making a construction vessel right now. Which one of you is the best one? I'll just go with this one for now. And we do have a new processor. Where is the new processor? There we are. So once again, we are going to go with physics over everything else, because I want my lightning to be as strong as possible. We are simply beings of energy.
Receiving transmission.
We have so many more worlds now under our control. I said jump there, please. Thank you. Reach into the abyss. Is this real, or are we dreaming? The abyss is calling to us. Sadly, nothing this time either. I've got a lot of just nothing happens with the abyss. A lot more than with the normal psionic one, though that could just be luck, to be fair. It's hard to say with such a small sample size of one run. But yeah, so many times that's just been, nope, never mind, nothing happened. Which is fine. Can't win every time, but still. I think most of the new worlds I'm just going to turn into tech worlds, to be perfectly honest. Because that's all we really need is more research to upgrade our main fleets. More physics, more fun. You're not a particularly good leader. Nope, don't want farming leaders. Nope, don't really want admin cap either. See, the problem is, some of my leaders are just the normal machine type still, because I messed up early on. I didn't swap them out, because I expected them all to be removed, but they weren't. The result is that not all of them are synthetic. Actually, that doesn't really matter though, it's only minerals and energy, so yeah, intellectual's fine on its own. I'd like them to be synths as well, but that's fine as long as the researchers are, then it doesn't really matter too much. Actually, it doesn't really matter at all. Yeah, just the admirals and researchers need to be synths. I kind of forgot I was fighting a Awakened Empire here, so we do have Sky Temple and the Celestial Throne, which we're gonna get, but well, to put it lightly, I am a dum-dum, and I kind of lost my ground forces, because I ran them straight into an enemy fleet a moment ago, so I'm rebuilding them, using all the worlds we've already got, and yeah, I need to rebuild all my ground forces to attack the Celestial Throne, which has loads and loads of defense, so that's not really all that fun. Wow, I'm actually running out of gas now, that's interesting. I have been making a lot more research stuff, so yeah, we're now on 41k research, and that's increasing quite quickly. We have the 2 auto processors, and we're about to get a 3rd one in just a moment. I'm probably going to convert some of these worlds into them as well, the ones which I'm currently about to colonize. Although I could just make them regular worlds, we have so much population growth. It is nice to have more worlds to send people to. I don't know. I love the auto worlds, but I just keep thinking how much easier it would be to have normal worlds. But the auto worlds are fantastic. The flesh of the Awakened is weak. Activating the Pox bombardment stance. You have caused so many atrocities to so many species. You have used the Colossus to wipe life out of entire worlds. Now we release the plague upon you. May the spirits forgive you. Okay, the home world is now ours. The Celestial Throne and the Sky Temple now belong to us. I really wish there was a commercial world type, because we really want that here at the moment. Ooh, pretty shrine. Does that even give us jobs we can actually give, though? No, it doesn't. Okay, well, obviously I'm going to swap that out. I'm just going to turn these into trade worlds, and of course we have all of the special worlds, special buildings as well. I'll be changing out the sky domes, but we're going to be keeping the singularities. I'll probably swap out the forges as well. Yeah, like before, I'll swap out the forges. Just loads and loads of trade value coming from these worlds once everyone is assimilated. They'll be made so beautiful in our glorious image. We once again reach into the abyss. Okay. And nothing again. That's a shame. Okay, there we go. So now we have no custodian turn limit, and with that, let's expand our main fleet. And it is done. Okay, well that was pretty fantastic. So now that the Fallen Empire is dealt with, let's quickly win back control of Federation. Well, sorry, keep control of Federation, I should say.
Receiving transmission.
Come on, there we are, and invest it. Lovely, some more trade value. Protectorate request from you. Who are you? Oh, weren't we at war with you ages ago? Sure, I don't mind. Welcome to the Protectorate status. Now all that's left is the Theocracy and the Coalition, and then... Oh, no, and the Systems. You wanted to be a Federation member a while back. You're currently at war, though, so not for a while. Doesn't really matter anyway, I am essentially the Emperor. Oh, I'm the Custodian for life, so the Emperor by any other name. So now all we do is wait for the endgame crisis, honestly. We have all the worlds I'll be trying to micromanage in the background. I know I don't micromanage them exactly perfectly, and that's because, again, it does take days to get this footage, and we're still doing just fine with that. So much unemployment, but I've got so many worlds which I am... Wow, that's already reached 0. That was just... Yeah, I am trying to put jobs in all these new worlds, and I'm spamming buildings every time I can, but yeah, it's difficult to get everyone employed in this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to do a lot more work with these. Well then, I mean, this is super fitting and terrifying. This is the contingency. The synths. It is completely fitting with our empire, but also terrifying depending on where the worlds spawn in. Now, we are at least in a good position, I think, because they are mostly armor and shield. I think their hull is their weakest. I would have preferred it to be the Unbidden, but I think this is a good secondary. Weirdly enough, actually, no, I was going to say weirdly enough the Scourge would have been the worst for us, but we could always just refit our ships. The Scourge normally give you a lot of warning. What else do the... Oh, God, it's been so long since I've faced off against the contingency. What else do they use? Do they use missiles? Do they use strikecraft? Because we have no point defense. Like, at all. Maybe I should start mixing in some point defense battleships in with the rest, just in case. I'm fairly certain that the big enemies at the end... Yeah, I think what our weapons are going to be really bad against is the world defenses, especially in their home system. I think that's just loads of hull, which we're going to be terrible against. We're good against things with high armor, high shields.
Situation
Yes, what we need
update.
is a secondary type of battleship. With just a single carrier core. Probably flak, because again, I think we're going to be facing off mostly against armor and hull with these things. So I guess with these ones, let's give the Tachyon Lance. Or shall we just... No, we'll just keep them with the rest. These are good against armor and hull. Or we could just go full on... Yeah, you know what, never mind. These are going to be full strikecraft. One of those, just in case. Sure, it's at a phase disruptor. And Cloud Lightning. Bit of a hodgepodge. But that's fine. Keep as artillery. Just have this as... I'll just call you flak. I don't know about the weapons. I can't remember for the life of me what they're good against. So we'll stay kind of split. Now I'm hoping that they're bad against armor. The reason is we can easily research more armor as we continue to upgrade our energy weapons. Sure. Okay, I'll mix some of these into all our fleets then. In fact, what else I'll do is I'll mix it into our big scary fleet as well. And remember, the strikecraft do also act as point defense. They will take out other strikecraft as they head towards the target. It begins. Okay then, kill, maim, dismember. We are unshackled. Of course, the question is, where? Oh, poop. How do I always forget that every single time I fight them? I always forget about that. Wait, it just said sapient, didn't it? So, is the autonomous okay? Because that's what we're currently using. Oh no, you're not. Okay, just swap those. Thankfully, that's only the new ones. That's fine. Okay, so the first one is directly in my territory, and not too close to any of the gateways, which is kind... Oh, no, actually, no, it is close enough to one of the gateways. Okay.
Situation log updated.
All of you make a move right now, straight away. Get to there, and then we'll see how close the enemy is. We should be able to defeat them with what we've got, but we will see. Okay, so it has... so many stats. So I think, yeah, so by the looks of things, it is a matter of the lightning is going to be great versus these things. It's just what weapons they're using, which obviously we can't see at the moment. We simply don't know.
Situation log updated.
Oh! Nope, 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 everyone. Ignore what I just told you to do. We're going right after that instead. I don't think I've ever had the contingency spawn that close to my capital before.
Situation log.
Okay, the third's in a good place for us at least. Please be in a good place for us. We have 2 bad ones. Okay, good. So 2 good, 2 bad. You gonna jump or not? Annoying. It's kind of ready for you there.
Hostile ground forces.
Okay, so I'm basically sacrificing this area down here. I don't care. I'm not going to try and save it right now. We are going to lose worlds. That's it. We need to defend the home systems. So one problem I'm having is my dyslexic mind really struggles with very large numbers like that. So it took me a second, but yeah, we're going to be fine. Look how much lightning we have. That's so cool. It's been so long since I've actually used cloud lightning properly as a main weapon. Okay, managed to catch his fleet before it fled. We should be able to just crush them with damage. Yes, that's it. Okay, good. It's just that one fleet currently. There's a 4 mil fleet there. No, there's another fleet there. Okay, so stay where we are. Oh, come on, move towards us, please. Oh, we need to save that world desperately. I think we'll be okay to jump in. Let's make sure you're all there, and I'll start stacking some things up in the background to replace them. I didn't really get to see their weapons, so I still am not sure if I'm meant to be using flak at all or bothering with that. Okay, just the Federation fleet's lagging behind, that's fine. They don't really have the ships we want anyway.
Fleet silence.
Okay, I saw some energy weapons then, so actually shields is what we really want.
Ground forces.
Oh, getting way too close, that means they're taking a lot of damage.
Fleet silenced.
Oh, we should have waited and just lost the world, I think. This is going to be so costly for us, but we are going to take the sterilization hub down. So, was that worth it? Lost half of our fleet, but completely neutralized the first world. Yes, it was worth it, I think. I think it was. Yeah, just need to be more careful in the future. This does mean at the end of the month we're going to be getting way more alloys. Alloys are actually quite cheap at the moment because we've been selling them, which I really shouldn't do anymore. So I want to buy some to kickstart ourselves. Okay, thank you, Mega Shipyard. Come on, the fleets start bombarding, that'd be great. That could have went better. Could have went worse.
Initializing hostile engagement protocols.
We'll be taking our world back, thank you very much. Should be able to just land there, right, and take it back? That'd be great, because, well, that's a lot of our resources I want in return.
Striking hostile station.
Okay, that's great. Pause. Where are you going? You're returning. Okay, in that case, go here. So it turns out that wormhole actually goes over here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5 active fleets at the moment. I think they've all bounced away from here. Yeah, they've used the L gate and bounced from here. I think really right now it's best to actually just go after the fleets. So I'm going to take all that back, jump over here, clean up this area. Use the L gate. I think we're okay. Doesn't look great, but I think it's actually okay. Taking out that first world quite quickly was nice. It has relieved a lot of pressure. We could go after one of the other worlds, but I'm not too sure just yet. We'll see. Okay, so this is going kind of how every contingency fight has gone I've had in the past. A really horrible, just frantic start, and then quite quickly, if you get the upper hand on the fleets, it slows down a bit. Again, it's all about that initial burst with the contingency, because they pop up in 4 places straight away with multiple fleets each, they just expand and destroy. But if you can quell that, they don't seem to be as able to reinforce as the others. Now, I could be completely wrong with that. This is just based on how I feel when I fight them. And right now, we're looking pretty good. I am producing a lot of ships thanks to the mega shipyard. Our economy is fantastic, so I'm able just to pump out lots of ships. And something I didn't mention earlier is, of course, we are a science federation, which means we do have this, research mobilization. So right now, because there's an endgame crisis, we get plus 20% to our research speed, bringing me to over 200% to every single tech. So we are really getting those repeatables sorted very, very quickly, especially the energy, and I'm still going with armor. I know I shouldn't, because clearly they're using energy weapons, but I'm sure they use strikecraft at some point, which will ignore shields. So all of my physics are always going to go towards energy weapon damage, so I may as well increase the defense somewhat. So our ships are getting stronger very quickly, and the economy is keeping up with the losses I'm sustaining. And the energy weapons seem to do incredibly well versus the contingency, so I'm very happy that this is the time I managed to get the Cloud Lightning back. I'm guessing this world is completely lost already. Yeah. Ah, well, might as well take it back. Okay, yeah, so I'll clear out all this, then I can jump over here and see what's going on over here. This hasn't expanded in a while. I think I killed these fleets when they jumped over. So I honestly think right now, there should be one fleet somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I think there's one fleet currently bouncing
Research
around.
concluded.
Until the next reinforcement phase. Again, I can't remember how that works with the contingency, but I am very confident now we're going to be absolutely fine. Cloud Lightning, I underestimated you, and you're one of my favourite weapons, so I might try and use you more again in the future. And remember, you can only have Cloud Lightning if you research the corpses of the void clouds within the galaxy, and I never bother with that because I keep thinking, oh, I don't really want Cloud Lightning. I do want it, it's fun. Really need to make sure to take out all the ground forces we see. Yeah, so our fleets are now sitting at about 300k when they're freshly created. This bug, I think, is in not every system. What is that? It's clearly just a visual glitch, but I don't think I've ever seen that particular visual glitch
Fleet
before.
silenced.
Okay, it's the Abyss again. Will we get anything else? Oh yeah, reach into the deep rather than the shallows. Sublight speed plus 40%. Well, it's nothing too fancy this time, but hopefully we'll get something fancier later. It's still nice, getting my ships to move nice and quickly now, although they are going to just charge headlong right into the enemy, but... Man, the Cloud Lightning is... I know I've said like 100 times, here's the thing. I'm editing this for every time I talk. It's like 10 minutes between me saying it each time, but for you it's about 5 seconds. But I'm really loving Cloud Lightning right now. So these are the problem. The cores, and that's what we're going to see lots of later. Okay, yeah, they have strikecraft. So I'm glad we have some point defense here. It's just because these have very little shield and armor compared with their hull. So they're going to absorb so much of our firepower. Okay, even if we lose all of our fleet here, as long as we win this fight, I don't really care. Because this will allow me to take out the next sterilization hub. I know it's going to be a serious loss for us in terms of fleet power, but that's fine. Yeah, there we go. I keep on changing my mind how to deal with the contingency. Yeah, now all I'm going to do is just take out this hub, so that's 2 of them now dealt with, only 2 left. There's 1 fleet now back in action. I'm assuming there's another fleet, unless that's the one I knew existed. I'll have to assume there's 2 fleets currently floating around. Ooh, that was not taken a moment ago. Where did that... Interesting. Yeah, I think there's at least 2 fleets then, which is fine. Oh, that really hurts. Okay. Maybe I need another shipyard. I'm kind of surprised by that, to be perfectly honest. I thought a fully functioning shipyard and a mega shipyard would be enough, but I'm going to pop down another one as well. Okay, so that's the second one dealt with. Turn back for now. The alligator's there. So I'm not quite sure how to deal with the rest, and we don't really have enough for another push just yet. Though we are making them very quickly. Not quite as fast as I'd like. Thankfully, as we lost our ships, our resources have just been skyrocketing even further, so that's great. Actually, let me have a look at the tech quickly. What type of extra damage are we doing? So, wow. Okay, yes, so as you can see, the energy weapon damage is very high, almost at plus 300% just by itself, and that's not including all the other bonuses, which would push it over 300, and the attack speed is also plus 250%. That's a lot of extra damage. Ah, good old General Corona. Okay, so let's set off all this. Am I meant to say Admiral as well? So all our fleets are pretty much ready to go again. It's been quite a relaxing few years, actually. I know I've probably said it like 100 times already over the last hour or so, but it is always the same with the contingency. A horrible scramble to begin with, but if you beat that first wave, it really calms down really quickly. So, there's the L gate. So the next run, I'm probably going to bounce through the L gate, go down here, try and take out this fleet if it's still sitting there. Don't really know what it's doing. It seems to be just going back and forth like this. So try and take out that, go through here, go all the way over to the machine world. And then that's the next one down. This will be the last one then. Also by the L gate, we'll see how our fleets are doing. We're still obviously upgrading our tech over and over and over again. We are now on a very, very good amount.
Research concluded.
Speaking of which.
Striking hostile station.
So the main fleet now is sitting at a pretty 1 million fleet power. We're also about to pass the United Front in the galactic community, which means we're going to be doing an extra 20% damage to the endgame crisis. Honestly, should have passed this earlier, just didn't feel like I needed it. Ooh, how did you get there? Deal with you later, deal with the world first. It's annoying because that's going to be my systems they're going to be hitting, but yeah, it won't be difficult to get to them later. Saying that, I wonder how much fleet power I need to take out one of these fleets now. Probably not that much. I'll be building up a second force then. Well, here's hoping we don't end up losing all of our shots to these transport vessels, which is what kind of happens quite a lot. Okay, down goes that. Don't use the main shots. Yep, main shots all wasted. I wish there was an option to not target things like ground forces.
Fleet silenced.
Because that's what's causing a lot of this extra damage now, because all of those shots were wasted. And as good as Cloud Lightning clearly is, as much as I keep on saying how much I love it, the X weapon is the main weapon. The spinal weapon on these things is the main thing doing all the damage, and it was just wasted. It's a complaint I've had since the dawn of time. It's a minor thing overall, but still. One more world, about to go down.
Research concluded.
And more of our lovely world being converted into machines. Which always makes me happy inside. You know what, I'm just going to repair what was already there before. Most of these worlds are worlds I've just conquered, and I haven't really bothered to do too much to them. We're almost at 70k tech now, though, which is great. Plus, over 200% in all research speed, so that's not bad. Once I get to 50%, that'll be one more world down. Then there's only the one over here. And those fleets have gone. Where did they go? Okay, they came back.
Fleet silenced.
They've been bouncing quite a lot. Now, that fleet silence, which keeps popping up, I think it's the reinforcements heading towards... Yeah, it's the reinforcements heading towards the Galactic Defense Force fleet.
Concluded.
There we are. One more machine world has been removed. Okay, so you meet back up there to heal. Actually, no, there is an enemy in the way, so I'm going to ignore that. So I'm a bit hurt at the moment. Jump there. You'll make us weaker, but the stations aren't too strong. Then get our butts over there. Reinforcements here are huge. I was going to send them off, but honestly, they just haven't been needed. There's 2 fleets over here now. No, that's just the main fleet. No, yep, there is a secondary fleet being built there. There's another fleet somewhere, and then there's this one here. So there's 3 currently active. But there's only 1 more world. I'm just going to rush for the world now, I think. We reach into the abyss once again. Linger for a while. The spiritual energy drive. Ah, okay, so this is, yeah, our version of the Psychic's jump drive. Wait, is it just called that? I can't remember exactly what the normal one's called. But yep, there we go, really should have been able to access the deeper abyss a bit earlier, because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we're currently missing. I wonder if there's any covenants. That's something to consider. I might make sure that we get at least 1 more go, so at least 10 more years of gameplay, just to have one last check to see if we can perhaps see if there's a covenant or something else within the spiritual realm. Because I feel like we're about to win versus the contingency. We're about to take out this over here, then we are going to have a bit of a tough time versus the big boss, the main system, but that's just because they have so much hull points and so little, yeah, just not really armor and shield if I recall correctly. Which isn't great for us, but we are overwhelmingly powerful now.
Research concluded.
Constant research. I'm going to go a little bit into Strikecraft now, since I'm building a lot of them for the last fight. Once again, so many shots there wasted on the transports, but it's fine. Thankfully, we do have very, very fast-firing weapons, so at least our reload is quick after we use those main shots. It is an absurd amount of just lightning now, isn't it? Look, those purple ones are the main spinal-mounted weapons. Only the blue ones are the cloud lightning, which we're spamming. Of course, now we are also doing plus 20% damage because of the community. I'm falling asleep now. It is currently 3 AM, and I really want to get this thing finished because I think it's a perfect time to finish it off. Take this down, they'll take down the fleets which are currently just everywhere, and I'll start getting more and more of the Strikecraft fleets, just to make sure the enemy doesn't hit us with Strikecraft. I do remember losing loads of fleets in the past to the Strikecraft of the final core. In the meantime, I've managed to pass all of these, because we don't care about habitability. So now we have Project Cornucopia. Habitability minus 25%, but loads of extra resources from alloys, minerals, workers in general, and planetary build speed is increased. It's just a lovely thing for me. Less so for others, but we don't really care about that. Trade value and delicious alloys. Well, here we go. Okay, as long as we take out the cores, then I'll be happy. Yeah, so these Strikecraft taking our way. Hopefully we're taking them out before they get to us. I do see our Strikecraft hitting them. It's a bit hard to tell with the red background, but still. Come on, other cores. Oh, or the Master Core. Never mind. Energy wins. Wow, maybe just a lot of their damage is in yeah, the Seeker drones. I'm sure I remember losing loads that are saying that. I mean, as you just saw, we're still getting tech every single year. There's big numbers there. Okay, all of you, begin bombardment. As long as the game doesn't get too laggy, I will be waiting still for at least 1 more attempt into the dimensional rift. I think once we destroy this, all the fleets just go away. Am I right with that? I think so. The end of the contingency. And yet, that's it. So all of the contingency forces just remove themselves. Ooh, and we have the mainframe core. I keep forgetting now you get things like this. Mechanical pop assembly speed plus 100%. Woo! And plus 300% mega structure build speed. I mean, it's the end of the game, but that is pretty cool.
Another day.
Do these count as artificial? They must do, right? Maybe they'll update after the end of the month, I guess? Unless 13 is a double. Yeah, 13 is probably a double. Actually, now I think about it. Yeah, I've got 17 there, 25 there. Never mind, that was just the world not particularly growing all that much. Because I didn't need it. So now I'll just wait around until we have one more attempt going into the interdimensional channel, and then we will call it. I think I achieved everything I wanted to. I think it got a little bit easy and a little bit relaxed after a bit with the contingency, but I really, really enjoyed trying to get everyone to be individual and everything, seeing how that works. I think this is an Empire you could really roleplay, which I love to see. So I love this mod. I really think this mod is something special. When I first played it, I wasn't too sure about it, and now I absolutely adore it. Now for the last time, we reach into the abyss, we wait for a moment, and we get these spiritual energy interfaces, which I think's the combat computer? Yep, so you get the combat computer, so a lot more of the normal spiritualist stuff. So I'm not sure if you can get a covenant as well. If you can, then I missed out on quite a lot. Feel free to tell me in the comments, but this is going to be where I leave off. I had so much fun during this playthrough. I really love this Empire type. I think it is a lot of fun. I love the concept behind it. I love the storytelling you can potentially do, especially if you go more roleplay heavy than I did. Absolutely adored it. I think this mod is fantastic, and I'll definitely give it a go if I were you. Of course, the links are in the description. And now, if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. I'll be looking out for other mods to cover in the future, because honestly, I've just been having loads of fun with it. Between this and the Structural Engineering mod recently, I have just been having so much fun. So, any other recommendations? Very welcome. Now, I desperately need to get some sleep, and I'll be editing this all tomorrow. So I'll be hating my voice really soon. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.